what should one study to become a CTO? Is there should we do a master's program? Should we do a PhD? Should we, just go ahead with a bachelor's? What should we do?
It is so interesting. I wish there was a formula like that you can do a PhD or do a master's and become a CTO. What I can share is, I think that it's a great question because, like, I'm thinking from the point of view of our listeners, and that's on their mind, right? They're still very young, full of hope and aspirations, and great technologists, and they want to have this bigger impact. They want to drive this, be part of this big change that's happening. And I have to say, one of the things that I have found extremely useful or valuable is to be a great CTO. Of course, there's so many skills you can go on, but like, what's fundamental? What's really critical? And, the CTO is like, my job is, I always look at it 80-20. It's 20% strategy and 80% execution. At the end of the day, getting things done is still the most critical job of any leader in the company. You are not just a thought leader. Yes, that happens to be part of your job. So, because driving innovation, keeping your team inspired is part of your job. And so thought leadership is part of that. Establishing, keeping the company's brand out there is part of that. But at the end of the day, you have to get results. You have to deliver for the business. You have to solve customer problems. Those aspects are still core and center to the job of the CTO. Now, having a PhD is great. I've always felt that, especially early in your career or early in your life, the more education you can get, the better. But there is no rule like you have to get an MBA if you want to become a leader. And I get that question very often, like, should I get an MBA? I'm really enjoying my engineering job. I've been at Google for 6 years, at this other company, or Microsoft for 8 years, and I want to become a manager. Should I get an MBA degree? No, it's, the degrees are mainly for your own experience and your own exposure. Yes, if you can get degrees, great. If you can't get degrees, you can just learn online. These days, there's no shortage of resources online for you to learn. And I think I have found that staying on the job, and I got my MBA part-time, and it was great because I got, to continue to work in the industry while I got my MBA, and I didn't have other responsibilities. So it really worked well for me. And, but it's all about your exposure, all about shaping your mindset, building more experiences. And that actually comes from being on the job. And for me, just going across these different industries and, working across sectors, working across different aspects of the technology domain, that played a big role in my, ability to become a CTO. And, after I didn't know earlier, really, most of the times you don't think a lot about, what your CTO is doing. You just look at them as your manager and you work with them. But, when I actually became a CTO, that's the time when I realized that everything that I had worked on in the last 20 years actually helped me do that job and helped me understand how to do that job while still working on a regular basis with my peers and with business to understand the culture of the company, to understand what it means to be successful in this company. That's a lot of learning in itself when you join a new company. And so just being this domain expert in technology is a very, very powerful way to become potentially become a CTO, like work across all areas of technology, be it front end, back end, mobile, web, integrations, corporate infrastructure, corporate systems, data, AI, work across all of these technology domains, and have, get your hands dirty across all of these areas and work across industries, across different sectors. And it will just give you this breadth, and you'll have this depth of experience to lead the company in your role as CTO.